Hello, hello, and good afternoon. Happy Monday for this Monday Motivational here with Contessa Brown of Countess Wellness, Holistic Wellness Therapy and Coaching. Ew. How you guys doing today? It is gorgeous outside, so I cannot wait to step my pinky toe outside because it's a little cold in here. I won't complain. I got my little sweater on, but I wanted to come on and talk about grief of expectations. I recently participated in a discussion and webinar about grief hosted by Sister Minister, I call her Doctor, because she gonna get that doctorate, Margie Stupard of Margie Stupard Coaching. And one of the griefs that we did discuss was about the grief of expectations. And that's something that's not always widely talked about because sometimes some people feel bad about it. Sometimes some people make them feel bad about it. But I wanted to kind of give my own as well, outlook of that also. So grief of expectations, I think especially during the pandemic, there were a lot of plans that were disrupted globally, right? Weddings, graduations, pregnancies even, how people imagined they would be supported while having their pregnancy. Some people could only just have one person in the room with them and not like their whole entourage to be able to support them in ways that they would have liked to. But what about those dreams and expectations that are not met because of a divorce or because of termination of a job, unexpected layoffs, having to leave school, right? All of these things that are not often seen as a grief, but it is a grief because it's a grief of what you had hoped for and what you had envisioned to be able to experience in the future. And sometimes it could even be because you had to make a move that was good for you, but certain things had to get delayed or you weren't able to do things how you had anticipated. Prime example for myself. I get the question, me and my honey get the question all the time, when are you guys getting married? When are you guys getting married? By now we would have been married fall of this year, but I had to take the big leap of faith last year and leave my traditional 9-to-5 that I was at for almost 7 years and with that organization for 10 years. So talking about leaving your comfort zone so I can serve the community in a bigger capacity. Do you know what that caused? It caused changes in my business, which is Cafe Soul. I always imagined to have a restaurant by now with Cafe Soul, right? But the way things rolled out, even if it's for the good, is a grief. There was even points where I was grieving, do people remember Cafe Soul? Do they remember what we do in the community or what we have done? I was literally grieving the identity of Cafe Soul as my business identity was changing in order to serve in the capacity of a therapist and a coach, a speaker, an author, all great things. But guess what? That was at the cost of some other things that I had already had set in place and had envisioned and had expectations for. Now, Cafe Soul is still a business. We still do celebrate. We still do have events. Maybe it's just once or twice a year. That's where we have to be at. And I had to get comfortable with that. And getting okay with the adjustments, with the changes, right? Also, home ownership, right? There's been a lot of things that's changed financially for me. So home ownership's going to have to kind of be delayed. And that includes also the wedding, right? Of course I want to be a bride. Anybody knows me, I've been loving this man since the first day I met him, okay? I look forward to being this man's wife. I cannot wait, okay? But with these adjustments and changes in career, had to push that back and be okay with that and still know that's on the horizon. It's still coming. The restaurant for Cafe Soul is still going to come, but just later on down the line. The house is coming, just later down the line. The wedding is coming, just later down the line. But having to be okay with that grief of that expectation. And so some of us are still going through that, right? Maybe it wasn't because of positive changes. Maybe because the changes kind of sucked. Maybe because, wow, people had to get laid off because there's a change in the e-commerce. Mom and pop stores are shutting down left and right. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect those changes. So I want to encourage you, if you are going through what we would call, they're really unconventional, I hate when it's called disenfranchised grief. It sounds so disenfranchising. But it's usually the unconventional griefs that nobody really talks about or gets belittled for, right? You didn't get to have your milestone birthday like you wanted to. Your milestone 25th, 30th, 40th. You didn't get to have that milestone birthday like you had wanted to during the pandemic. So now you'll probably start seeing people celebrating their 45ths, their 55ths, their 35ths as a redo, right? And that's okay. But don't let anybody belittle you because it is a grief other than the anticipated, what most people think grief is for, death. And that's not the case. Death is just one of many types of griefs. So yes, grieve your expectations. Move towards, ways to be healed in that area, right? But it's okay to grieve the loss of expectations of where you thought you would be, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. That's okay to grieve. Just don't stay there. But yes, please do acknowledge it. Because if you don't acknowledge it, hi April, how are you? If you don't acknowledge that grief is going to become bitterness. It's going to become resentment. That's when you're going to start comparing yourself to others and their situations and scenarios. It's really not going to be a good outcome if you don't take the time to face it and acknowledge it. It's okay to have that grief. Don't dismiss it. Don't undermine it like others have for you. Acknowledge that. And how would you like to move forward? What can you do to move forward? Or maybe what are the new opportunities that you can attempt to dream for again? And so namely, April, that you're on here, because I was just saying how having the grief of, for me personally, I wanted to be a homeowner by now. I wanted to be the wedding was supposed to be in fall this year, but I'm okay with knowing that those will come, and me and April will be posing in a post together with signs, okay, approved, all those things. I got the house. That's going to come across y'all timeline eventually, right? I'm not going to let go of the faith and hope for that. It's going to come, but I have to be okay with it not being right now as I originally had expected. I can still grieve that, I wish I could, but also be okay with things are adjusting. Things have to change. So definitely during this week, think about things or expectations or even friendships. Okay, friendships. Hey, listen. You may have expected certain people to still be in your life right now, but certain things had surfaced where they no longer could be in the season where you are at right now. That's a grief too. A lot of people don't talk about friendship breakups. We talk often about relationship breakups and divorces and stuff like that, but they don't talk about the breakup of friendships because that's painful. Very painful. And that is, yes, a valid grief. Grieve that lost friendship. Yes, God's timing is better than ours. I know that's right. Thank you. Yes. Hey, Alicia, how you doing, girl? Living your best life like it's golden, because it is. But acknowledge those griefs of expectations that did not come to pass. What is something that you can look forward to and dream again? Revive those dreams again. Don't give up on them. Just have to pivot. That's one thing the pandemic taught us, is to how to pivot. So how can you pivot to either achieve that same dream in a different way, or maybe a totally different dream, vision? Sometimes things have to get broken down in order to get built back up stronger and more proper. So that's your soul work for this week. All right? I hope that this was something that was beneficial for you. If it was, please put in the comments what was your takeaway from today's mini motivational for the Monday afternoon. And please share this with people that you feel that can benefit from this and really help to resuscitate their dream to live again. All right? Talk to you soon.